Another week, another trial. I have tuned every single car this week. Check out the weekly tunes video for your car of choice. Let's start with race 1, and immediately the Bugatti completely destroys my launch. Now the first race is mostly all straights with a few very tricky sections. You don't want to ignore the braking line. I also ended up recording the first race twice. The first time I made a few mistakes, so I wanted to do it again, but I ended up being a little too aggressive on the second run, which is fine because I also take the racing line a lot more accurately. So if you're fast enough, you're gonna pretty much take second or third place by the end of this first section. Then we have a tricky bit with a chicane. Make sure to brake early in order to take the second checkpoint a lot more cleanly. After that is just all straights, but you want to focus on staying in the center of the road. Don't be close to the edges, otherwise, well, you're gonna come to a complete stop if you hit one of the train track struts. Just watch out for that. You want to make sure to brake hard when you get to this point, and then you can just take the next section smoothly. I went a little too aggressive going over the bridge. Maybe not do that. It can be risky if you come in too fast. This next section is pretty easy. Make sure to brake on time. You'll be able to go through smooth. Now, if you haven't got the lead AI by this point, you're probably not going to for the rest of the race. It's just too fast. For this next corner, I come in way too fast and slide the car around. Normally, you don't want to be drifting during a race ever. It slows you down, but in this case, it worked because the road kind of flows into a turn. Okay, at this hairpin, you want to brake hard, take it smoothly, but do not oversteer because you'll end up running into that tree. And then we have the final section, just a sprint to the finish. One corner, brake hard, careful not to come in with too much speed, otherwise you can go over the bridge. And a simple, easy run. Now on to the second race. Make sure you are on the right hand inside of the first corner. Then you need to find an opening and move to the left side for the next corner. If you brake hard on time, you'll be able to take this whole corner smoothly. It's quite large. If you come in too fast, you are gonna go off-road. If you come in too slow, then you're not going to be able to keep up with the AI in the next section. Fast long straight, one tight corner, don't need to let go of the throttle there. Brake hard at this corner, otherwise you're gonna ram into the wall. The AI is just gonna get away. Make sure not to ram into teammates. Be a good team player. And this is where we see that when you're too close to the AI, even if it's unbeatable, the AI starts following the physics a little bit and they tend to mess up. Easily able to take the lead here. This next section, you can just blast through on full or feather throttle, depending on the car. The Nissan R390. Fantastic grip. I go through that whole thing with full throttle till the end. Need hard braking here. Don't try to feather brake here, otherwise you are going to lose traction. Next bend is pretty easy. You can even ride the wall if you want. I mean, it's okay. We have a couple of chicanes coming up. Brake in for the throttle, get through in a straight line. For the final corner, you can brake late because it's a uphill corner. As a result, you can slow down in a very short distance and off to the finish line. So I already know that the Pista doesn't have acceleration, so I swerve to avoid it. Now, as promised last time, I'm gonna show you how to win the third race, how to help your team win the third race. For this first light chicane, try not to go full throttle. If you see the AI in front of you or other players in front of you, slow down. Otherwise, you can ram them and mess up their whole race. For the next hairpin, brake hard until the braking line disappears, and then just feather the throttle straight through the next chicane. So if you are in the final race, then you need to win the final race in order to win the trial. Now, one player on the team needs to be good enough to take at least third place and slow down the AI. You need at least third place to be able to pull this off. For this run, I am gonna go ahead and take first place instead. Ford GT is, I believe, the fastest car on straights for this trial. Just amazing grip, blows through this tight corner onto the straight. I chose to brake late for this next corner because I wanted to take the lead, but you don't have to do that if you're not comfortable. Third place is more than enough, and now the fun begins. I'm in the lead. The first thing I'll do is slow down and start blocking the AI. Now, as you can see, a teammate rams me from behind, but that's okay. That'll happen. That is to be expected. So I slow down a little bit. I let one teammate pass, and then another one passes me, which is great. This next section is a straight, so on the straights, you don't want to slow down. You can keep blocking the AI's path, but you don't want to slow down, otherwise they are going to get ahead of you. So this is a tricky corner. One AI does manage to pass me, but all I do is brake properly, hold the inside line, and then go wide. As long as you hold the inside line, the AI isn't going to be able to pass you, and then when you go wide, they have to slow down because of you. So just keep doing that. Hold the inside of the corner and then go wide in order to make sure the AI on the outside doesn't pass you. Now at this point, the last player is too far behind. I know there's no point in trying to slow down the AI a bit more, so I just slowly start building pace. But I also make sure I'm not too fast in case one of my teammates ahead mess up, that the AI cannot catch up or pass them, right? And when you're about 90% done with the race, it's a final stretch to the finish line. So you can start driving correctly at that point. No need to worry about slowing down the AI. It's better to just drive like you normally would, otherwise there's a chance that you will mess up and the AI will pass you. Sometimes when there's a tiny point difference, you can end up losing if that happens. And that's it. That's all you need to know about winning the final last race, getting your team to victory. And the blue team finally wins. Look at us, so happy. Those beautiful, beautiful cars, so happy. Our cars are happy, the crowd's happy, we are happy, everyone's happy.